Mo kí gbogbo ilé o. Ọlọ́run ọba ààyè tó bá ń sọ wípé ta ló ponú jù ní gbogbo àgbáyé, bóyá ká sọ pé àwọn north ní gbogbo àgbáyé ni mo wá sọ àwọn northern Nigeria mass wedding. Mi ò gbọ́rú ẹ̀ rí mass wedding nígbà tó tẹ̀ ṣe mass burial tó ń ṣe oríṣiríṣi agbọ́ yẹn. Èwo ni ti mass wedding tí ẹ wá ń ṣe ìgbéyàwó fún àwọn èèyàn tí ẹ dá wọn lókòòwò, ẹ fi nǹkan tó máa ṣe wọ̀n ẹ fọ́níṣìlé fún wọn, ẹ dẹ̀ ṣe ìgbéyàwó fún wọn. Yorùbá sọ wípé ọmọ téèyàn bá ṣe kíni, ọmọ téèyàn ò bá kọ́ tó ń kọ́lé, wọn lọ́mọ òun náà ló máa gbélé ọ̀hún ta. Yorùbá kárí láyé. Kódà ọmọ téèyàn bí nínú ẹ̀, téèyàn bá sọ fún pé lágbájá o, ó yá jókòó mo fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ kan o, ó yá òtítọ́ téèyàn bá tó lọ́kọ, tọ́mọ bá tó lọ́kọ ṣe ló ń lọ́kọ, tọ́mọ bá tó ládàá ṣe ló ń ládàá. Ṣé o mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí? Níṣe ni mo fẹ́ kó jẹ́ pé kíni, o ti jẹ́ kó o ti fẹ́ yàwó, ó jẹ́ kó o ti lọ́kọ. Níṣe lọmọ yẹn máa kọ́kọ́ bi é léèrè wípé mọ́mì dádì kí ni mo fẹ́ fi bọ́ yàwó, mi ò tí ì ní, ó níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ o, a ó ní mi ò tí ì ní tó ẹni tó ń fẹ́ tó ń bọ́ yàwó, àbí kí n tún wá máa bá yín ni pé yàwó mi máa jẹun máa, àbí kí n tún wá máa bá yín ni ipa máa sanwó ilé. Nǹkan tó mọ yẹn máa kọ́kọ́ bèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn òbí tó ní nìyẹn, àwọn òbí tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n ní ẹ̀tọ́ láti ṣe ìyàwó fún àwọn ọmọ wọn. Ká má tí ì wá sọ wípé ọ̀wọ́n tó jẹ́ wípé ará ìlú, ṣé wọn ò mọ̀ wípé kí ọ̀wọ́n tún lè jẹ́rú àwọn ọmọ wọn torí ìbò tí wọ́n máa gbọ́ ẹgbẹ́ tó máa sọ is number àbí kí ló ṣe máa ń pè yẹn náà, is game of numbers, is game of numbers. Àṣé nǹkan tó ń ṣe nìyẹn. 2012 ni wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ rádaràda yìí tí wọ́n ti ń ṣe mass wedding. Ayé wọn takò bíi gúgúrú. Mi ò fẹ́ gbọ́rú ẹ̀ rí mass wedding. Yorùbá ẹ̀ mà káre o. Sàdánkátà fún yín wàláì kò lè ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ẹ kọ́ hospital, ẹ kọ́ school, ẹ kọ́ factories tí àwọn èèyàn ti máa kọ́kọ́ ṣe kí wọ́n níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ná. Ẹ dá wọn lókòòwò empowerment kẹ́níyà machine rẹ o, tó bá jágbẹ̀lẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe o, kọ́kọ́ rẹ̀ àdáre gbogbo kò sí yẹn ń bẹ̀. Mass wedding ni wọ́n máa ń ṣe. Ẹ máa bá mi ká lọ, ẹ gbọ́ tó bá jẹ́ ṣe mo fi parọ́ torí etí mi nìkan kọ́ ló máa gbé léyìí, etí mi nìkan kọ́ ló máa gbọ́. Ẹ má bínú, ẹ káàárọ̀ mo kí gbogbo ilé láti iléeṣẹ́ Samfatis FM. Ẹ bá mi ká lọ, tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ ti ń gbọ́ ẹ máa bá wa like, ẹ bá subscribe sórí channel wa tó bá jẹ́ gbà lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ tí ẹ máa ríru eléyìí tẹ́ máa wá sórí channel wa lé, nítorí pé kí ni gbogbo nǹkan tó bá lọ àwọn oníjẹ́ kí ti yín di sí, àdẹ̀ kí n sọ wótòwótò, kí n parọ́. Ó yá ẹ bá wa ká lọ, ẹ tẹ̀lé wa ká lọ, ẹ gbọ́.
I would probably get cancelled for making this video, but I'll still make it anyway. You see, Northern governors sponsoring mass weddings with billions of public funds might be the most backward activity and use of public funds I've ever seen in my life.
Today, the best project a governor can do is to spend 5 billion or to spend 1.2 billion to create a massive wedding for two poor person that don't have business idea, that don't have any skill acquisition, no any handwork.
85% of Nigerian problems is northern leaders.
If they divided Nigeria into two today, northern Nigeria will be the poorest country in the whole world. Poverty, hunger, go they wire there. You go they see people go they die because of hunger.
We have vast lands. We own the land in Nigeria.
So you are one of those who say leadership is a major problem in the north?
Yes, we don't have it.
Welcome to Nigeria Brief. Voices are rising from northern Nigeria, and this time the message is becoming stronger. In this video, several northern youths have taken the bold step of publicly blaming their leaders for the hardship and insecurity affecting the region. One of the youths spoke passionately about the mass wedding program funded by some northern governors. According to him, sponsoring wedding for two people who do not have a stable job or reliable source of income to support the family will only increase the number of Almajiri children on the street. He argued that the leaders should invest in education across the north instead of spending money on mass weddings. Another youth also spoke about the idea of dividing Nigeria. He said that some uneducated Northerners are supporting the idea of breaking up the country instead of focusing on how Nigeria can live together peacefully. He claimed that if Nigeria were to be divided, the Igbos and Yorubas will not suffer, but said the North will suffer great hardship. In another video, the same young man said that some Northerners have been calling him names and accusing him of being paid to speak negatively about the North. He allegedly said that 80% of Nigeria's problem is the Northern leaders. That is a powerful statement. And just when I thought I've had it all, another Northern lady publicly said that she is ashamed of being a Northerner. She argued that despite the insecurity and attacks carried out by some armed group of Fulani extremists in parts of the North, many Northerners do not even care to organize a protest or speak out. Instead, she claimed that many people put religion above other issues. One of the youths also asked Northern leaders a serious question. He said, why are there no investors coming to the North? Why aren't there more companies and factories creating jobs and opportunities? Meanwhile, another Northern elder also shared a powerful message about the challenges facing the region, and you will hear what he had to say in this video. These voices are not holding back. At this point, it is very clear that more Northern youths are waking up now. I think Very Dark Man's video about Northern Nigeria holding back the country has helped awaken many Northern youth. Guys, let me allow you to watch the video and hear everything for yourself. After watching, please share your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so.
I will probably get cancelled for making this video, but I'll still make it anyway. You see, Northern governors sponsoring mass weddings with billions of public funds might be the most backward activity and use of public funds I've ever seen in my life. But this didn't start yesterday. So let's retrace a little. Let's go back to 2012. Now, in 2012, the then Kano State Governor Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso started what would become the most expensive and persistent social program in northern Nigeria's recent history. He married off roughly 100 couples in the first batch. Government covered the dowry, furnitures, kitchenware, and startup capital for the brides. The framing was simple: reduce poverty, promote family stability, and fight social vices. Nigerians clapped, the North celebrated, and a template was born. Then Abdullahi Ganduje took over Kano. He continued it. Then Abba Kabir Yusuf took over from Ganduje. He didn't stop it either. In fact, he expanded it. 3 consecutive Kano governors, different parties, different political backgrounds, same program. By 2023, they were marrying off 1,800 couples in a single event. By 2024, that number jumped over 3,600 couples in one batch. And in 2026, Governor Yusuf allocated 1.5 billion naira, 1,500 million naira for 1,500 couples under the Aurengata program. Each couple receiving roughly 1 million naira in packages, furnitures, food items, dowry, and 100,000 naira for the bride. Now, if you add up the couples married across all these batches, in Kano alone since 2012, we are conservatively talking about tens of thousands of government-sponsored marriages, billions of naira spent over more than a decade. And Kano wasn't alone. Kebbi State under Governor Nasir Idris spent 21 million naira on 300 couples in February of 2024. Zamfara did it in April of 2026. Governor Dauda Lawal providing dowries and startup funds, Sokoto, Kaduna, Niger, Gombe, and Bauchi, all running their own versions. The program has quietly spread across the entire North like it's a development strategy. It is not a development strategy, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. Now, let me say something clearly before anyone comes to the comments with, you are against marriage or you don't understand our culture. No, this is not our culture. And I understand our culture perfectly. I was raised in it. And I understand Islam even better. Now, marriage in Islam is a sunnah. That means doing it is encouraged and rewarded. But not doing it does not make you a sinner. It is not fard. It is not compulsory. And more importantly, Islam is very specific about the conditions of marriage. A man is required to be able to provide for his wife and family before he takes that step. That is not my opinion. That is the religion these governors claim to be promoting. So when a governor uses taxpayer money to marry off a man who cannot afford to get married himself, with zero plan for how that man will feed, clothe, educate, and protect the family he just created, that is not Islamic welfare. That is not cultural preservation. That is a governor handling a man a responsibility he cannot carry, taking photographs and calling it governance. And let's talk about what happens after the wedding, because most of us forget about the life after the ceremonies. Now, you sponsor 1,500 marriages in Kano this year alone. Conservatively, within the next 12 to 18 months, many of those couples will have children. And we are potentially adding 1,000 to 2,000 children into households where the parents could not afford to get married without government assistance. Children born into poverty, into homes with no economic foundations, into a system where quality education is barely accessible and healthcare is almost non-existent. Where do these children go? We already know the answer. The North already has between 8 to 10 million Almajiris. Children sent, to the streets because their families cannot provide for them. We already have the highest out-of-school population in the entire country. We already living with the consequences of a society that has been encouraged to produce more children than it can support for generations. And the solution our governors have finally arrived at is to sponsor more marriages. They say it's to reduce fornication, that this protects morality. And I want to ask this respectfully, but also directly. Is it the government's job to stop people from fornicating? Is that what a governor was elected to do? Because I was under the impression that it's government job, to build school. It's government job to fund hospitals, to fix roads, to create economic opportunities, to ensure that the people of their states have a dignified quality of life. Between them and God, that is where the conversation about fornicating and fornications belong, not in the government budget. But if you really want to eradicate or reduce fornication, eradicate poverty, that is the only way, because most of these people are going into these things because of poverty. You know that. That is why you are sponsoring weddings. If they have the means to sponsor that wedding, they will do it themselves. Quality education is a constitutional obligation. Healthcare is a constitutional obligation. Infrastructure is a constitutional obligation. These are things governments are legally, morally, and constitutionally required to provide. And yet, the schools are falling apart. Primary healthcare centers in the North are a national embarrassment. Almajiri children are on every major street in every northern city. And the budget allocation is going to furnitures and dowries. I also want to say something about where some of these marriages end up, because that's the truth. Now, a significant number of these government-sponsored marriages end up in divorce within few months, because two people were rushed into a life together with no proper foundation, no economic stability, no real preparation, just a ceremony and a furniture package. The same conditions that made them need government sponsorship to marry in the first place don't just disappear after the wedding. They intensify. And the children born into those first few months become the most vulnerable of all, caught in collapsed households before they can even walk or even understand what life is. Sometimes I look at these programs and I ask myself a very uncomfortable question. Is this actually about welfare, or is this about numbers? Because in Nigerian politics, particularly in the North, population is power. More people means more voters, more registered constituents, more electoral leverage. And if you can position yourself as the governor who married thousands of people, who is seen as a benefactor, a provider, those same people will bring their families and their communities to vote for you. And when the number keep increasing, their own children, the children born into these weddings, will vote for your own children. Is that cynical? Maybe. But explain to me why a governor who cannot fix a single primary school in his state can find 1.5 billion naira for weddings. Explain why the money for education is never always available, but the money for Auren Gata always is. And our religious leaders, they cannot escape this conversation either. These events happen with their blessings. They officiate, they attend, they praise the governors. And yet, these are the same leaders who have the moral authority to say our people need schools, our people need hospital, our people need opportunities, not just more marriages that produce more poverty. The silence of our religious leaders on the misuse of public funds while they celebrate these ceremonies is a form of complicity, and it needs to be called out just as loudly. Because here's what pains me the most. When someone like VDM says something about the North, when an outsider points at our region and lists our failures, we get angry, we defend, we argue, we say it's unfair and disrespectful. But when our own governors allocate billions to mass weddings while our children sit in the dirt learning under trees, we clap, we say Allahu Akbar. We share the videos on WhatsApp like it's something to be proud of. We cannot have it both ways. We cannot demand respect from the rest of Nigeria while we allow our leaders to do this with our money, our future, and our children. Allah zai yi mana, God will provide. That is a beautiful belief, and they always say that. But it was never meant to be a government policy. God provides through the work we do, the systems we build, and the investments we make on our people. A governor who uses religion as cover for the failure to govern is not a man of faith. He is a man of convenience. The North needs schools, not wedding packages. The North needs functional primary healthcare centers, not furniture sets. The North needs economic opportunities that make it possible for a young man to earn enough to marry on his terms with dignity without waiting for a governor to sponsor him like a charity case. That is what development looks like. That is what a government that actually cares about its people does with public funds. Until we as Northerners start demanding that loudly, consistently, and without being distracted by ceremonies and photo opportunities, nothing will change. And the children born of those sponsored weddings will grow up and ask the same questions we are asking today.
Today, the best project a governor can do is to spend 5 billion or to spend 1.2 billion to give to create a massive wedding for two poor person that don't have business idea, that don't have any skill acquisition, no any handwork. What are they going to produce? No, what are they going to produce? Creation of more poverty, so that they can keep controlling us. 1 year after the wedding, now divorce. Bam. They go divorce the girl with Bele. She go come back house. Before you know now, she don't give birth. And her parent cannot take care of the boy. The husband cannot take care of the boy. At a young age, they will throw the boy to the foreign land, into the street. They will throw the boy into the streets, where no mother, no father. And you are telling that boy not to be not to be bad person? You want that boy to be a good person? How? How? And when you are talking to the northern people, they'll feel as if you don't like the north. Why are you campaigning for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Whereas how many years we are with those people in the north? Tell me what they did for us. Anything they are doing is just to create more poverty. That's their problem. They create more poverty every day so that they can keep controlling us.
85% of Nigerian problems is northern leaders. 75 is Atiku and El-Rufai. These two people dug the economic hardship that we are passing through today, and they are from where? North. They are from where? Northern Nigeria. But today, I see Atiku going to United States to go and repair President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Just imagine how lawless and a presidential candidate will look like to do that. It's a slap to your legacy, Mr. Atiku Abubakar. No, His Excellency. It's a slap to your legacy. I see this as total level of lawless. Because this even what to call you a vice president, you are supposed to be a vice chairman or councillor. What are you looking for? You dug the economic grave that we are passing through today. The rate of unemployment that is disturbing Nigeria is because of you, Mr. Atiku Abubakar. And you are there taking reports to some places. I'm tired of all this, man. Not even that one. I asked you a question for more than 3 years now. You couldn't answer my question. I said to who and who you sold this company. To who and who. So that we can tell them to bring back our company. We need them. I'm a graduate. I'm looking for work up and down. I did not get job because of what you did. And you're there reporting somebody. Thank God the United States has come out because you thought they are going to take action or something. They came out to even proudly say President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is taking nice decision to stop the insecurity in Nigeria. Look at how slow.
A facility that was built for close to $3.5 billion, sold for 250 million naira. $250 million, way below market price. Then we have issues of when NITA was privatized, it's only this year we started paying pensioners. So people are saying actually privatization under you was a bit of a mixed bag. It's not this big success that is being touted. What's your response to that?
Well, in any policy that you implement, you are bound to find, some mistakes here and there. But in the overall,
so you admit to mistakes.
Overall, if you look at the reform, of our government and also the privatization policy, you find that it's a huge success.
People will be saying, no, this person is doing it because nobody is paying me. Nobody is paying me. Nobody is supporting me. I'm asking them, where are those government assets? Because we need them now. You way they talk. Are you not unemployed? You are asking me that they paid me. Are you not unemployed? You know the reason why you are unemployed? It's because of these assets that we don't have them now. We don't have them now. And look at the answer Atiku Abubakar is saying. I asked you a question for 3 years, and now you are telling me that some of them are sold by mistake. How? By mistake, how? Something that was duly signed? Something that was fully signed? Something that was sold out and collect money, put for pocket, with mistake now. When we are talking about northern leaders, people will be saying as if we don't know what you are saying. Now listen to this, what she's saying, complete. Analyze it and bring wrong out of what you said.
It's Almajiri Bashau. I was like, Bashau, these children, they're no good. And either you like it or not, they're going to grow. These are the future terrorists of the North. You cannot take care of children. You're watching them become adults in crime. 20 of them working together, teaching each other, training each other, believing in each other, without any mentoring for them. They just imagine things and they believe that is right. And you're all over everywhere in Nigeria wearing nice clothes. You're very stupid. All over. I don't care who you are. If you cannot go and fight terrorists that you know those terrorists, you should start. Don't wait for military to fight terrorists. Go and start fighting terrorists in your house. Anyone you suspected, pass the information to the police, pass the information to the military. Military are not going to be sleeping in your house 24/7. You know them on your streets.
Northern people with their ideology. Some people are saying, I'm working for this government, while some people are saying they are paying me, that's why I'm coming outside to talk about the northern Nigeria. While some people are saying that I'm not even a northerner, I'm just wearing the clothes to come outside and bring the north down. From everything that I'm saying on all my videos about the north, tell me which one is wrong. Mind you, I'm not working with either federal, state or local government. No any government parastatal that I'm working with, or any state ministry that I'm working with. I'm just doing my business. And anytime my business fall, I go to the bank, I seek for loan, and come back to business. That's what I used to do. Please, for me to come outside and advocate for good government doesn't mean that the government are paying me. And I know my rights. I know where it's wrong. For how many years? Since from 1960 to date, count how many northern leaders we have. If they have set a good foundation for us, we are not supposed to be passing through problems today. The General Sidi Musa that I always call, the Minister of Defense, I'm only calling him because he's a good person. Because I know he's a good person. No any criminal record. No any criminal record that is attached to him. That's why I'm calling him always.
Sometimes I am ashamed to be called a northerner. Today is one of those days. I feel embarrassed that I am from this region. Insecurity is the highest in northern Nigeria. If insecurity is 90% in the north, it is 1% or even 0.002% in other parts of Nigeria. Yet, nothing concerns northerners. Yesterday, people were protesting, remove insecurity, banditry. You that Agidon Kune Ake Bala in banditry. Most of you cannot access your village anymore because bandits okay Garinku. Kidimasho, whatever is happening. Header farmer clash, Ana Kakashe Mutani every day. People are dying in your village, in your state, in your region. You are seeing it, you are hearing it every day. First-hand information. Yet you are at home seated. Instead of you to protest in the little way we can, because me, I do not advocate for coming out in public to protest in northern Nigeria because they have already organized the system in such a way that now Endaba will come and scatter the protest. So coming out to protest in the north is not something that me, I support, because now you will see people that will come and start looting, and that's not even what I'm talking about now. I'm talking about those that are planning on trying to see how they can bring back this government, and they are from the north. Allah ya Isa, you have sold your soul for money. Kudi is all you can see. You are kune mu muka fishan wahala fa. En kudu yosho aka fara musu kidnapping. Mune camps in kidnappers. The annoying part is these kidnappers claim our identity. They say they are northerners, they are Hausa Fulanis, they are Muslims. They claim our identity. It doesn't concern you. It doesn't bother you. We have religious leaders that are northerners. We have both Islamic and Christian religious leaders. Sure, very few of them are talking. Ha! God I beg. God I beg. Who did I offend to be a northerner? Baku the Zuchia. Zuchia, we are mutu. For what? How did he die? How can you sit down comfortably? If today people are suffering out of poverty, northern Nigeria is the poverty capital of Nigeria. But I feel so ashamed to be a northerner in this day and time. The north is burning and we are here folding our hands.
I like to make a video, and I've titled this video The Northern Dilemma. Have you lived in the north? Have you wondered why our political perspectives are mostly different? How we view politics is different from the way the north view politics. And now let me explain what is happening. The north is faced with a strange dilemma, and that is because they placed religion above existence. Existence is what defines a man. With existence, you have ambition. With existence, you have purpose. With existence, you have plans. But when you place religion, you have not placed faith above purpose. You may not understand what I'm saying, but let me tell you exactly. To understand the dynamics of the north, let us categorize the Christian north and the Muslim north. And then in the Muslim north, you have the extremist Muslim north and then the liberal Muslim north. The problem we have here is the extremist Muslim north. They believe that religion is the whole essence of the human life. Man lives for religion and not the other way around. For instance, do you know that if you ask a northerner right here now that, okay, life is going to be tough if you vote a Muslim man as president, but life is going to be easy if you vote a Christian man as president, I can tell you that a whole lot of the extremist North will vote for the Muslim North. And that is because they've not been able to place significance upon existence. They've not. I have lived here in the North for close to 60 years, as a matter of fact, for more than 60 years. And I've studied. I've seen a guy who goes to the mosque and pray 5 times a day. He has no business, he has no job, but he's always in the mosque praying. Do you know that such a jobless young man, because he prays 5 times a day and he has his forehead dark and he does everything that Islam permits him to make, he is valued more significant in the society than the young man who has a job but doesn't go out to pray? Now, such is the dynamics of the problems that we have in the North. Now we are facing 2027. Why would anybody place religion above what will perfect our existence and the mutuality of our existence as a nation? Why would anybody do that? Somehow, somewhere, his ideology has been made stronger than his realities. And who are the culprits of this dynamism? The Muslim imam, the Muslim clerics in the North. About 80 to 85% of the Muslim clerics in the North do just one thing: preach hatred. Preach hatred. Brainwashing the followers or the adherents of the religion to hate other religion, and trying to convince them that the other people that do not practice their own faith are the enemies. Worse still is the Al-Majiri system here in Nigeria. A young child grows up and all he is taught is absolute dislike and hatred for non-existing Islamic religion in Nigeria. Such children have been completely bereaved of their realities. What guides them is a perspective of the religion that has been sown into them. Therefore, they are unable to distinguish between ideology and reality. For instance, the current president in power is failing by every means that should characterize his administration. But he's a Muslim. His vice president is a Muslim. Muslim man, Muslim vice is in power. I can tell you that there are people who see that as a far better consideration than the reality of the suffering that Nigerians are going through, than the reality that our roads are bad, than the reality that our educational system is down, than the realities that men are stealing money. And therefore, they prefer that every other thing can go bad so long as a Muslim man is in power. Now, until we begin to make the northern folk see that the realities of our challenges are far more greater than your proclivity to religion, we can never get this country right.
I think it's a high time for we, the northerners, to start condemning our religious leaders, because the kind of damage where our religious leaders they cause for us, we wait there for notes. Now only God know the kind of damage where those people they make. So it's a high time for us, we the citizens, to start condemning those northern religious leaders, so that they go know say that kind of thing where they do, like they align with our problem. See, the only thing where religious leader fit do for you is to settle you, to make you to have peace between you and your God. But majority of people, the religious leaders waiting for northern Nigeria right now problem on top problem. Now then they increase problem on top problem, using the name of Allah to create more problem for people.
I don't want to talk about the Biafrans, that's the Igbos, and I don't want to talk about the Yorubas, the Oduduwas, because the level of how we are insulting them in the north, saying they are not religious. But if I check if I check, we that were religious, we are not developed. We are not developed. They say they don't see our daughters in the street, but they are seeing their daughters in the street. I say this is not the problem. Do you have access to factories? Do you have access to companies? No. When I talk, they say we have agriculture, we are rich. Which kind of agriculture do we have? The agriculture that we have, that the soil is absorbing the blood of the farmers, and we have northern leaders. This is not President Bola Ahmed Tinubu thing. This is a war between the northern youth and the northern leaders. When we talk, they will say the north have mineral resources. Which mineral resources that is monopoly kind of business that nobody can go in? We don't have access to those in their mining. And you call it that we have mineral resources? This is not a Tinubu thing. This is about the northern leaders. This is about the northern leaders. Small thing will insult the south, will insult the east.
If they divided Nigeria into two today, northern Nigeria will be the poorest country in the whole world. Poverty, hunger go dey wire them. You go dey see people go dey die because of hunger. That's the reason why you see they don't want Biafra to come. That's the reason why they want one Nigeria. But as they want one Nigeria, still they are the ones still destroying Nigeria. Let me tell you something. In the whole northern Nigeria, there is no particular company that has more than 500 employees. Let me start with my own state, Borno State, the state where I come from. For my state, there is no one company. If I dare you, if there is a company for Borno State that have more than 500 employees, please let me know. Prove me wrong. In no day, imagine the whole state. But if you go, then they produce more than millions of Boko Haram, millions of bandits, millions of terrorists. Now then they produce them. But they not get one particular company that have 500 employees, but they have more than 500 bandits, 500 ISWAP, different name of terrorists. Now for not to go to see Fulani bandit, Boko Haram, ISWAP, this and that, kidnappers, different name of terrorists. Now for northern Nigeria, and you know what? The whole Nigerians, northern people, they are the one that is producing a lot of uneducated people. A lot of people, you know, they go school right now for Nigeria and for northern Nigeria. See them for here. You see those people where they see for here. Now, some illiterate people. Imagine, despite everything that is happening in this country, some illiterate people gather them, share small change for them. They are advertising evil. They are advertising evils. Why? Because they are uneducated. They don't even know the good and bad. Imagine if they divided this country into two. What will happen to those people?
Plenty northern leaders. Plenty northern leaders. But all they know is manipulation, deception, how to loot money, how to scatter things not to build. Yes, how to scatter not to build. Nothing special about northern Nigeria. Nothing special about the northern Nigeria. We have the highest number of leaders that govern Nigeria from 1960 to date. And Nigeria, northern Nigeria today is not looking like Dubai. We have high number of deposit of mineral resources. Our agriculture can feed the entire nation. But what do we have? The system, our leaders just program the system for us to just suffer, so that they will be packing the money, flying with the money outside country, so that we can come to their presence and be bending down. Aleji, Alonguro, Yellabay. That is the only thing we know. Being an activist in the northern Nigeria is as if signing the warrant of death. Because immediately you start talking about the places that they are error. Same northern Nigeria that you are citizens that you are talking so that they will repair it. Same citizens will come back and start insulting you, attacking you, calling you your phone. I don't even know what to say. Adimi, very dark man is or not. Wallahi, you are lying for no go far. Ordinary president can testify to that. Same northerners he's fighting for. Same northerners want to bring him down. You cannot come outside and be activist in northern Nigeria to say the truth. Why foreign investors are not investing in northern Nigeria? Why northern leaders are not investing in northern Nigeria? They prefer going to another region to go and invest. Because northern Nigeria is not a good place for investment. It's not a good place for investment. When you talk, northern people will start attacking you. Then I asked northern Nigerian people, mention 10 factories in northern Nigeria. Just 10 factories, biggest factories in northern Nigeria. We don't have. And it's not as if we don't have money, we don't have rich people in the north. It's not as if we don't have the money. It's not as if we don't have politicians. But our leaders are our problem. You think today, if they divide Nigeria today, and we northern Nigeria take our part, you think that agriculture that we are boosting, that we have, is going to be properly managed by our leaders? After all, we have mineral resources. Because of the mineral resources we have, that is the problem that we are having: banditry, ISWAP, kidnapping till today. And you think our northern leaders will stop digging those mineral resources and focus on agriculture? Never. In ana magana